Hey, it's Dr. Livingood. I'm in my kitchen in the US of A, and there's foods I could bring into this kitchen I could get from a local grocery store right around the corner here in North Carolina that I couldn't get if this kitchen existed in other parts of the world. A bunch of foods today that might be in your kitchen that literally you cannot have in places like Canada or Europe. It's insane that I even have to make this video, but it is 100% true. There are so many ingredients in the United States that are banned from consumption because they're found to be harmful to human beings in other parts of the world. But our FDA turns the blind eye. I'm gonna expose them for you right now. First one up, farm-raised salmon. I have an entire video breakdown of this, by the way. It's in the description, you can check that out. But the pink color of a fish, they did a massive study on it, showing that a gray fish is just not that appealing. It doesn't stand out that much, but a pink one, you can double the sales, at least if it's pink. We have to add chemicals to the food of the fish in order for the flesh to turn pink unless it is wild caught. That petrochemical is banned in places like New Zealand and Australia. You literally can't eat a lot of the farm-raised salmon found in our grocery stores in those countries. Number two is dairy with the hormones. RBST or the RBGH hormones that are found oftentimes in our milk and milk-based products in the United States. Stimulates milk production. That's why it's added to it, so they can get more out of those. Cows 30 to 40 years ago, 9,000 pounds of milk produced per year. Cows in today's world, 17,000 pounds of milk produced per year. Hormones are generating a lot of that. I get it. My grandfather was a dairy farmer. I'm not trying to rag on the farmers. However, that chemical, that hormone is not allowed in Canada and many European unions. Mountain Dew might not make it in other countries, or if they make it, they have to literally change the formula because it contains brominated vegetable oil. Brominated vegetable oil contains bromine, which has been linked to brain and memory issues. It's also a flame retardant, so Japan said nope, banned, as well as many in the European Union. Yet, we're good here with the Mountain Dew. Little Debbie Swiss rolls. Listen, I had some of these when I was a kid. It's not that I've never eaten these foods, never drinking a Mountain Dew, or never eaten toxic dairy. However, I try to avoid all these things in the Livingood kitchen now. They are not allowed. They're also not allowed in a lot of countries. Little Debbie rolls contain food colorings, specifically yellow number 5 or red number 40. Now, those are allowed in European unions, but they come with a black box warning, just like a drug would. They can have adverse reactions with children, specifically with allergies and attention deficit disorders. So they're at least acknowledging that, which is well-known research material. And it's the number one thing I advise parents to wean their kids off of is these dyes to help them focus better, so they listen better. I got 3 little ones, so I know how that goes. But there are no domestic warnings about that product at all, although other countries are saying, hey, pay attention because something's not right here. Your fast food breakfast sandwich, maybe it's toast sticks, like you're getting something from Arby's, or you're getting a breakfast sandwich from McDonald's or Chick-fil-A. A lot of those use a dough conditioner called azodicarbonamide. That dough conditioner and a whitening agent found in a lot of baked goods has been banned in multiple other countries, including Europe, because it has been linked as a carcinogen. Next up, Frosted Flakes, Honey Bunches of Oats, Rice Krispies. Cereals more than likely wouldn't make it. These cereals don't cut it in Japan and the European Union, or their formulas need to be changed because they contain oftentimes a flavor enhancer called BHT. It has carcinogenic properties, so it is off the shelf in those countries, but prevalent here. Coffee Mate. Your coffee creamer probably wouldn't make it in countries like Switzerland, Austria, Hungary, Ireland, Norway, Denmark, because of the trans fats, toxic hydrogenated. I teach about this all the time, multiple videos on this. Soybean oils, cottonseed oils, there are limits in those countries, thank God, on these trans fats, because they pile up in your system, they congest your cells. They are one of the leading causes of inflammation and cholesterol problems. In the United States, they are free to be used and actually promoted in a lot of cases. Yet in those countries, they've wisened up to incredible dangers, almost more and arguably more dangerous than sugar and our insulin problems in the United States. Yet it's free for all here. Your Coffee Mate would probably be gone. Stovetop stuffing. It's true. If it contains the ingredients, if yours contains, because some of the formulas are different, BHA or BHT, it's going to be banned. Japan's going to get rid of it. United Kingdom's going to get rid of it. Many European countries are going to get rid of it because they don't allow those ingredients that are linked to cancer. Stovetop stuffing. There goes Thanksgiving. Skittles. No more tasting the rainbow. California is actually looking at passing laws to ban Skittles. Red number 5, 6, yellow number 5, yellow number 6, red 40. These are known to have a lot of adverse effects, especially in children. They're little sugar bombs. They're diabetes in a bag anyway. And European unions are putting warnings on them, and they're completely banned altogether in Norway and Austria. Skittles, you can still taste the rainbow in the United States, but no rainbows elsewhere. Wheat Thins. I grew up eating these things. Depending on the formula or the bag or the box you get, can also contain BHT, again, banned in Japan and a lot of those European nations. Gatorade. Literally Gatorade. If it has yellow number 5, yellow number 6, it's going to carry the warning in European nations. And then in places like Norway and Austria, they're going to say, no way, you can quench your thirst with just water or maybe add some electrolyte powder to it, but no food dyes because we care more about our kids. Pop-Tarts. Grew up eating them, but again, they have those colorings. Yellow 5, yellow 6, red 40. We're feeding these to our kids and we're wondering why they're struggling at school, and then we want to get them a medication because they can't pay attention, yet we fed them banned ingredients in the morning. If they were to live in other countries, they would never have the chance to get that. My Lucky Charms. I grew up also eating some of these. Maybe that's, I don't know, could explain some things with Dr. Livingood. But the Lucky Charms, definitely not allowed over in Ireland. They're going to have labels over there, even though it's an Irish-based cereal or pretends to be. Because of their additives, yellow 5, yellow 6, red 40, they're going to have the warning labels on there. And they know what it does to children, let alone allergies. It can create hives and actually cause you to break out. Those colorings can, if ingested. So other countries are going to say, we're going to protect our people from those. Tostitos, con queso. Tostitos and the cheese dip. Yup. If it's got the yellow 5, if it's got the yellow 6, it's going to be banned in European countries. They're going to specifically going to be booted from Norway and Austria, and the other ones are going to put a label on it that says this might not be a good idea. Ritz crackers. Ritz crackers have trans fats in them, cottonseed oil. It's going to be banned in Switzerland, Austria, Norway, Hungary. They're going to say, we got to give a warning label at least on this thing, but we just let those freely flow in the United States, and they're so dangerous. Fresca. You remember this? I had this growing up as a kid, grapefruit flavored. It's going to contain BDO again, it's going to be that bromine, and that is a no-no, especially in Europe. Pillsbury biscuits, woohoo! No, when it comes to Europe, it's not going to happen because so many of them contain those trans fats, hydrogenated soybean oil, specifically in those biscuits, known to be linked directly to heart disease. Looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy's having some heart issues. Not a good food to have in your kitchen. Sun-kissed soda. Yep. Yellow number 6, red number 40 found in that. Obviously the ban's in Europe. Betty Crocker fudge brownie mix. I used to eat a half a pan of those at a time. Bad idea for the oxidation, clogging, congestion, and metabolism of my body because they usually contain partially hydrogenated soybean or cottonseed oil, toxic, banned in European nations, trans fats. Pillsbury pie crust. Also contain the BHA and the BHT that's going to put the ban on them in countries overseas. Raspberry Jello. Also going to contain the red 40. Where do you think he gets that color from? The jiggly Jello is going to be a no-no, especially in Norway and Austria. Banned. And not only banned, when I say that, illegal to give to people because it makes them sick and it hurts them. Yet we freely let the JELLO go in the States. High fructose corn syrup, thank God, other countries at least warn against it. This is a really bad idea. That feels a lot like smoking many years ago, and it took getting the guy to the point of we have to warn people about this to get more and more people to stop ingesting it, taking it in. High fructose corn syrup is kind of like that. European nations are ahead of it and giving the warnings to their people to protect them. So a lot of common ingredients with these foods, you can avoid them. You can make better decisions. If you need help with it to make food simple, there's a link for my free book below. And if you want to go further into this on foods that you thought were healthy, not the obvious ones like I said here, but actually aren't, check out this next video.